is known by all and loved with all, and shadows are dissolving on. Then God is seen as raiment white, adorning all with heaven's light. I am thy peace, thy God control, thy victory, the living soul. Come then and hear our wisdom flame, released by God's own I am name. It shall enfold thy substance rare, the blossoms of God's love so fair, and cleanse the earth by purity, and flood each soul till all shall be in harmony. We'll like to see ascended and forever free.
Hare Rama Rama Ram, Yadidandana He Ganesha. 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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram, Ragupati Raghava Rachara, Pratika Pavana Sitaram, Ragupati Raghava Rachara, Pratika Pavana Sitaram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram. Hare Rama Rama Ram, Yadidandana He Ganesha. 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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram, Ragupati Raghava Rachara, Pratika Pavana Sitaram, Ragupati Raghava Rachara, Pratika Pavana Sitaram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram, Rama Rama Ram Yadunandana He Ganesha Hare Rama Rama Ram Yadunandana He Ganesha Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Sai Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Welcome to my heart, children of the great central sun, sons and daughters of far-off worlds. I serve with Surya and Cuzco, and my concern is cataclysm in the earth. Therefore, won't you be seated? The bhajan you have given and other mantras out of the East are one of the surest ways that you may seal light and seal that silken desert of peace, that silken presence wherein you dip in to the essence of God and bring that to the very core of heart of being. Thus the Lord of the world, Gautama Buddha, would have me speak to you prior to his dictation. In the hour of the path of victory, the bhajans out of the East that come from the gods and goddesses are a tremendous factor in sealing peace in the earth and sealing in the people that peace. Much can be avoided. The violet flame and your use of it will tell whether we have won in this century or we have not. My angels bring to each one of you now a cup. It is a simple white cup. In it is the elixir for the balance of heart of 4 lower bodies, for the sealing of levels where you are not right or in balance with your own 4 lower bodies. Drink now this cup that is given to you by the hand of seraphim. Take it and drink it now. It will go into your etheric body and assist you in clearing the debris that you have stored there in centuries. How then you manifest in the body and how you send forth a mighty light through your chakras will determine much of what shall come to pass. So then, beloved, If the world in itself and the people in themselves are to go down into despair and destruction for want of light, want of imaging the future, then they may find this happening to them. It need not be to all people, beloved. Therefore understand that when many who are of the light hold the balance for an area such as this, Maitreya's mystery school, the area of the ranch, and so forth, your very bodies of light, your causal bodies themselves, will be a major stabilizing factor. Remember this, beloved, for cataclysm in the world in its totality or in segments of areas is not always necessary, and in many instances can be easily mitigated because you are at peace in yourself and you can send forth light rays. They are almost as laser beams going into your bodies and into the heart of the earth. I ask you to listen to the tape concerning the rods and cones that were planted in the very earth body itself. Contemplate this and realize that humanity at large may think itself at the mercy of either good or evil forces, but in reality, when each son of God knows his dimension in God, understands his geometry in God, he can be a pillar of destiny unto millions of souls. And so life is not whimsy, but life is indeed geometric. Life is not happenstance, but it is the glory of God passing through you as each of you becomes that cup. Now see yourself as this cup of light, having just drunk this cup the angel has given you. And see that within your being there is infinity. There is the universal God. And there are mighty beings who care for you and know that they will do all in their power to mitigate world situations. It stands to reason, beloved, if you expect cataclysm, even if cataclysm may not come, you might not prefer to be at sea level. For this reason, Saint Germain, Jesus, and others counseled the messenger to bring this community to these levels and in these mountains. It is well to be prepared, and one should not feel foolish if one's preparedness was for naught. For the very exercise of caution and prudence and the sense that one must take responsibility for one's life and the life of one's family and one's children. So you see, beloved, it is well to err on the side of too great a caution than not to err at all, or to err so greatly that you have simply put aside these things and said, I will take my chances. That is the Russian roulette that Jesus has spoken of recently. When you consider, beloved, the flood of Noah and how the population of the world was reduced and how many things had to be begun again, you understand that in the lineage of Noah and his sons, in the lineage of El Moria and the great beings of light, they have always counseled to be prepared. They have always counseled to have that prudence, to have that understanding that everyone is responsible to himself, and where it is possible to so secure the higher destiny and to remain in the earth, for one is prepared, then it must be done. It must be done, beloved, even if it be an exercise in itself, even if the exercise produces such a neutralization of the sense of war that war does not happen at all. So, beloved, as the result of mankind's karma and the very heavy weight that you have all felt in your bodies, and especially those from all over the world who are listening, realize, beloved, that you are among those who see beyond the clouds into infinity, who can foretell the future and the past and the comings and the goings of the movement of karma in the rising and the waning of the seas. Beloved, when the fallen ones of the universes, the aliens who come, yet they have not been invited to this earth, when the crisscrossing of beings from God knows where continues to increase as it has done, plant your feet firmly in the earth. Plant them there, beloved. Take your stand. Call for your mighty I Am Presence to descend over you, especially in moments of severe crisis, such as earth changes and lesser manifestations. Doing this, beloved, God will answer. And if you have been a decent Chela, an honorable Chela, a loving Chela, you will feel your I Am Presence around you. If there are things to be endured and burdens to bear, call upon the mighty I Am Presence, and that mighty I Am Presence will let that manifestation drop around you. Our God has not left you comfortless, but our God has brought to you the Holy Spirit. Think of this, beloved. If God has taken you thus far, will He not take you all the way? And I also speak to those of you who will be moving on from this center for a while. Believe me, beloved, you are not forsaken. And as the geometry of God would have it, you shall find yourself mathematically established in certain centers, towns, cities, nations, where you feel compelled to go to further your education, to do the things that you may have wanted to do for some time. But in reality, beloved, you are pillars of this church. You will remain those pillars. And as you stand in the earth, whatever the sea level, and you plant your feet there, there you shall be for this community and for the ascended masters and for the great white brotherhood, pillars of fire in the earth. This we tell you, beloved, for those who have come to this place and served and done their best, who now must accelerate and get more training or do things of their choosing. You are not there just for those things, but God has honored you in a most supreme and sublime way. He has given into your keeping and into your trust this balancing action. Therefore, assisting various places in the United States itself, in Canada, in North America, South America. So understand this, beloved, that there is a purpose to all things, and the Lord shall behold thy going forth and thy coming in from this day and forevermore. And those of you who know you are candidates for the ascension, or your soul knows, remember, you can make your ascension from anywhere. It is a wonderful thing to ascend from this place, but your beloved Clara Louise Kinninger, Mother of the Flame, she lived in Berkeley, California, saw the burdens of the youth, prayed fervently for them for many hours a day. And when she passed on, she made her ascension from Berkeley, California, for she desired to give her entire causal body to those youth who had been led astray. And you have seen the situation of Patricia Johnson at Luxor, and you realize that though this is an ascended master retreat, it is not on the soil of the United States, but it is in a place that has been very, very dark. Thus Serapis Bay has kept that retreat for many long centuries. And those who ascend from there are continually giving to that area a momentum of powerful transmutation that comes from the Elohimic level, the highest being that is God Himself through Elohim. So you see, beloved, there are reasons why we are taken from this place and that place. The scriptures say one is taken and another is left. But it does not say what the one is left is to do. But the one who is left must be the pillar of fire where he is, so the one that is taken may move on. So there is a Tai Chi between the one and the other. This is the way of the fulfillment of all things. Now, beloved, you will receive exactly what you give in the geometry of decreeing in service to life, whether you are here at this mystery school, whether you are elsewhere. So know that as you strive and as you give and as you love, you shall know equally and perhaps even greater the balancing of karma, the moving on with a sense of your adeptship and coming to that point of knowing that you walk with God and that the still small voice within you is unerring and will keep you in the paths of protection, of service, and of the opening of the gates of the mind and the collective mind of all those who are one with God, including the ascended hosts. So as you look at this world, beloved, realize that you are one with one another throughout the globe, and this direct link and tie is what will carry you to other shores one day, to greater spheres. But right now, firmly in the earth, defend peace, and do not accept cataclysm, but use the violet flame and call to the elementals. All things are yet in flux, no matter how bad you think is the astrology, or how bad burdens shall come upon this people. You who have walked the path of light will know an extraordinary protection. Now is not the time to let down your guard. Now is not the time to forsake giving that extraordinary momentum of decree work and service to God. When you are right in all of these things and joyously one with your God, fear not. For the Lord Christ has said to you, fear not, little flock. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Now go about thinking big as Elohim, and see what you can do to stop planetary cataclysm. You will be amazed when you enter into the heart of your I Am presence, and you are able to see infinite energy, power, light, consciousness flow through you, and lo and behold, the earth is at peace where you are, and perhaps in wider rings from where you are. Not all people will be at the right place in the right time, but you shall be, if you commune with Saint Germain daily. These are my words to you, beloved. And remember, when things get tough, call the messenger. You are a oneness of the body of God. Maintain that. You shall receive His glory and know it. And realize what a victory. What a victory. What victory.